What's up, everybody? Thank you for stopping by my channel. Be sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell down below so then that way you get to know when we have our tea talks. I hope everyone is doing well, love, and light. Um, I don't think I have any real updates right now. So get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you sipping on. Go ahead and get it. We can go ahead and get straight into it. Um, Received a tea talk question in regards to quote unquote, I don't look like what I've been through. So what is my recipe for why I seem so carefree? So first and foremost, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this from the mountaintop like I am Simba, okay? Put me high up in the air when you hear this. Do not consider me an idol, because I'd rather you understand that I'm mindful versus me seeming like I'm a perfectionist. I don't always have it together. Things slip and slide, that's life. But as long as you can just, what I'm saying, get some traction, get yourself together, learn from it, move forward, then cool. That's the type of person that I am. So, as flattering as that is, I don't want to take all of the credit for that, because the universe and God has a lot to do with that, more than what I do. You know what I'm saying? God owns my life. I'm just the manager of it. So, but what I can tell you is, back home, I used to go to this church, and the elect lady, which is, of course, you know what I'm saying, like the head's wife, she will always end the sermon, service, study, seminar, conference, you name it. She will always say the announcements, and then when you're about to get up and stand for prayer and close out, because she will always say, govern yourselves accordingly. Behave yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't do no shit that you won't do at your house here. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Be mindful, be respectful. I take that very seriously. Okay? One way, not even one way, but there's 5 ways I apply that to my life. Now, not all may resonate, not all may apply, not all may be something you experience right here now in the present moment, but there has been probably a time in the past, or there's going to probably end up being times where you need to keep a couple of these laws on retainer for yourself. Trust me when I tell you. Now, we see what's happening. Now, what happens after this happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always an effect. There's always a cause to an effect. But nonetheless, I digress. You can put a president, a vice president into play, but at the end of the day, they don't govern your day-to-day basics. They don't cover your day-to-day regimen. They don't cover what it is that you have to go through in between wherever it is where you're trying to get. So, one thing's for sure and two things for certain. I don't put too many people, in my life to make certain decisions for me. Maybe all of the decisions for me. But nonetheless, when it comes to my day-to-day, when it comes to my day-to-day, they politics has less to do with it than someone from the past does. You feel me? Catch that. So, I'm going to lay out my 5 laws, how I govern myself accordingly, how Elect Lady used to say, but I take it way more serious than what I used to, the way I used to respond to it in the past, because when you're young and you're not really, like, aware of how deep and how rooted something is said to you or is paraphrased to you, you later down the line find yourself revisiting those same similar phrases, metaphors, similes, etc. And you suddenly be like, oh, okay, well, you said it, but I felt it. You know what I'm saying? You said it, but I mean it. You know, like there's some real truth behind it, and it absolutely is. So I have 5 laws that I honestly do use to be able to move forth, to get past certain barriers, and to just more or less just me, just be me. I will honestly say a lot of people that do know of me will know that it's a very thick layer for me in between me and my personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be close in order to get all this. This is like pay per view, you know? Yeah. But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying. It's just like, you real cautious as to who it is that you get to know and get to learn or allow the same thing. It has to be reciprocity. But until then, if you haven't discovered me yet, it's just not your time. And if you have, then listen up, listen close, come close. Let's get with it. But no. I have 5 laws. I have 5 good laws, and these good laws come from good wisdom that I have ignored. It comes from a good place of knowing, that compare and contrast, but there's something that's similar. Common denominator type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a very humble person to take a step back and do a self-awareness check. It takes a hell of a bigger person to be able to have a divine leader lead them, regardless of how big their ego is and how much pride they may have. They still have that thumb size area in their heart where they still want to be led correctly. I'm that type of person. So you don't have to have a lot of something in order for it to be potent. So we may have more worldly things around us than we have someone genuinely putting leadership in your face. However, you can have a thumb size area of something in your heart, and it can be the most potentest thing. You feel me? You put bleach into water. Will you still drink it? You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. Just think about it. So, I'm going to give you 5, and then I'm going to go ahead and go on by my business. Okay. So, number 1, I have a law of power. Okay? You have to understand, everything that I'm about to tell you, it's just as if, like, if you were to go to social services, or if you were to go live on a tax credit property, or if you were to go and file a certain type of claim with a medical insurance company to be enrolled. There's minimums and there's maximums to this shit. You cannot sit here and continue to overextend extensions of folks being able to violate and go past these laws. Like, once you set in stone how many times you're willing to have someone break this law without penalty, you like it. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. No, I'm not. That's not all I'm going to say. Every situation is different. Trust me, as a warrior, as a survivor of domestic violence, it's not easy. It is not easy. I guarantee you it's not easy. For the ones that think it is, I'm trying to tell you, go blindfold yourself and run in traffic. Okay? If you can make it across the way, then, maybe you can sit here in the same room in the support group and just be quiet and listen, but you still can't say shit. But I understand. Trust me when I tell you, it's not easy. But if you're able to, be in a mind frame where you're able to, regardless, like, when you decide that you want to make that leap, that jump of faith to change your mindset, you're moving into a different phase and a different stage of growing. So as you're growing, like I said, number 1 is the law of power. There's going to be certain things that you're not going to feel strong about anymore. Like someone continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again. Like I said, these are laws. There's a minimums and there's maximums. And you know what I'm saying? Like, point blank period. Don't wash his clothes if he ain't going to buy the detergent. Don't feed him on your plate if he ain't gonna help put forth the food on the table. That's what I'm saying. Excuse me. There's a law of power here. You know, I can only give you as much as you're willing to put on the table for me. So if I see you're willing to violate boundaries and cross over them, if you're willing to disrespect me verbally, then I mean, again, only I have a minimum and I have a maximum, and the minimum can be zero. So if it's going to be a thing of us not having a reciprocity with the law of power, I'm only going to extend as much as you give me, being that if you come at me the wrong way, I can either react or I can, just be proactive and go about my business. Because in reality, if you live your own life, if you have your own mindset, think about this. You wake up every day. Only you can open up your eyes. So, what's the probability of me desiring to be around someone that is not going to understand that the law of power is I'm only going to give you so much energy or so much of my vibration where you're going to feel like you're in control of my day, my emotion, my sanity, whatever keeps me grounded. The key in you becoming whole is understanding what your vibration is and who can tolerate it. There's some people who can tolerate my personality. Some people can't tolerate my verbal fuck ups and then some. But then there's some people that can't get it. And I can't sit here and say it's because they don't have no personality. And I can't really sit here and say it's because they don't get it. I can really say that I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm not supposed to sit here and have an interview process with someone about my life. Queens don't do that. They always watching everybody else. They're not worried about the small stuff. You know what I'm saying? Only gifted and talented people will only understand. Only intelligent people will be able to converse and relate. But that doesn't mean that there has to be a disrespect to anyone outside of what your vibration does not, doesn't go steady with. You don't have to be disrespectful. You just gotta mind your business. And that's the thing about power. You can mind your business and reserve it, or you can make everybody your business, and eventually you're going to get tired of fighting those same fights over and over and over. And I ain't got time. I ain't got energy. I'm up there in age. In a couple of years, maybe a good 17, 18 years, I can go to a 55 and older community and be good and straight. A third of my income. I'm fine. Don't have time. Also, on top of that, what's the point of me spending so much money in makeup and getting myself situated if I'm going to allow you to beat on me like Donkey Kong? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no what? Think about it. Think about it. Okay, so number 2. I put them in all different types of orders, but we gonna get them all out, okay? So number 2 is law of trials. There are gonna be certain things that are gonna be lessons, and then there are certain things that are like pop quizzes. I've learned a lot of times in life, we say we want what we want until it comes back around the second time, and then that's when we're really choosy, because it's just like, oh, this shit is reworded from the first time. So we go and think, oh, well, let me put this instead of this on the first answer, because at least if I have 2 separate answers for the same question, one of them has like the probability of being right. Okay, well, there's a probability your ass may be wrong both times. So instead of, I feel like, giving second chances, I'm more like, look, you got one chance to hit this ball out of the park. Outside of that, you lost. You're on your own. Find your own way to the parking lot. I don't care. All the lights out. Just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, some folks can't stand the fact of I'm a stadium light and they're a cell phones, they're a cell phone screensaver. It's cool. Like, not everyone's vibration and light is going to be the same. It's not. Like, Android and Apple camera phone lights are not the same. You know what I'm saying? They don't shine the same. They're different. And it's cool, because you know why? I open up my eyes for me, no one else. And the same thing goes for a king and a queen. It's just like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? They do you really think they worry about anybody down in the village about what's going on with their day? They're living in a mindset in a place where everything's grand. They got filet mignon cut up in bits and pieces with onions with scrambled eggs in it. They're not worried. You know what I'm saying? Now, whatever it is that they may feel may be something that will vibrate them to be concerned, that's when they come off their throne and put down their foot and let things be known. Hence why these are laws. Hence why these are laws. Because guess what? Number 4, sweetheart, there's going to be a law of cycles. Again, it goes right back to me telling you, those second chances, you really just go ahead and distinguish which ones are worth it. This dude come back around, he done broke your heart. He done broke your heart and broke your wallet. He come back with flowers. Oh, great. Just something else for me to turn the water faucet on so I can spend my money keeping some shit alive that only you and these motherfucking flowers are going to be able to sit here and stand each other. Because I already know once these fucking flowers die, so is the behavior you coming back with. You feel me? You feel me? Like, is that worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth someone love bombing you like that? Is it worth someone sitting here knowing that they're making you intentionally cry and hurt your feelings? And yet then they gonna come back and say, I'm sorry, I don't mean to do it. The fuck you mean? Leave him in the village. Honey, that is not a DNA strand that you want to be tied to. Go ahead by your business. That's how I live. And you know why? People who do shit like that disqualify themselves. Do not allow anyone to tell you how much of nothing you are when you were everything before you met them. Can no one do no type of fraction on how many parts of you there is if they're just now becoming an addition? No. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You got the game fucked up. You feel me? Think about these things. When you're whole and you know of yourself, you don't need no one to tell you who you are. It won't even phase you. You be like old dude on Life After Lockup with the lip, with the cigarette sitting out in the back by the damn HVAC. Just, I'ma let her go through and do what she gonna do. And when she done, then we'll see what happens. Anyone that's going to have that much energy to tell you about you, typically the people on top of the throne in the kingdom will pretty much off their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, gone. Sometimes you just got to be that way. And I find when they disqualify themselves, it makes it easier for me. I don't got to do no extra work. It's up to them to really want to justify. It's almost like them getting a denial letter. But then they can call you and tell you that you're wrong. No, call Equifax. We ain't got nothing to do with it. We done. You were denied. Here's your letter. Bye. You feel me? And there's people to this day that just, they don't understand. Their denial letter doesn't always have to come with me saying something. And damn sure doesn't have to come with me saying anything, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. In the adult world, when people don't seem to click, they go on by their business. They tap dance on down the street by their business. They don't keep phone numbers and try to keep relationships to people who are the opposite of what they're, you know what I'm saying, what they're trying to get to. Ain't no way. That doesn't make sense. Then I'm just pretty much just keeping people around for what? For what? I'm not a rapper, okay? We are not on tour. I'm not about to pay for everybody in a meal. No. If we don't connect, we don't relate, so we don't communicate. Catch that, okay? And last but not least, it's just the law of life. You know, you can dress it however you want to. But at the end of the day, you can live within the means of it, so that way you can experience and embrace as much as you possibly can. Or you can allow it to pistol whip you, and you pay all the prices for things that, if you could go back in time, you really wouldn't have spent as much time having that invested in being an influence. So I don't really watch a lot of cable TV or whatever the case may be. I got my little shows, my little reviews and stuff, but outside of that, um, I'm more spiritually awakened than anything, so I don't entertain certain things that aren't going to nourish me. And when you find that you nourish your energy, like, yo, it's so easy. It's so easy to pass certain things off. It's just like you pass shit off like it's pork. It is what it is. But I'm going to leave that there. That's for y'all. I thought it was a really, really good question. I thought I gave some really, really good answers because at the end of the day, in my mind, I rule my own shit. I am the top of my kingdom. And so when I say these are laws, I mean what Miss Elect Lady used to say. Govern yourselves accordingly. So be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And I will see y'all later. Bye.